This summer, if you see one film, make sure it's a good one. Now let's go sift through the trailer trash of modern cinema with Lyndon Puffin. Brought to you by Kiwi FM online and in 3D.
Yes, we're off to see Lyndon Puffin, Mr. Trailer Trash himself. G'day there, Lyndon.
Good morning. Well, and listeners, how you going? Yes, I'm like an old homeless tramp. I've been sifting through the mini skip of movie trailer trash, and I've come up with some goodies this morning, Wams. I've got this one called Inception, which is a psychological blockbuster from Chris Dark Knight Nolan. One called Cyrus, about a fat kid who's obsessed with his mum. And then right at the bottom of the pile, I found something so disgusting, so demented, Wams. I found a human centipede. But more on that later. Let's roll tape. Let's get into Inception.
What's the most resilient parasite? An idea. A single idea from the human mind can build cities. An idea can transform the world and rewrite all the rules.
An idea, can it just?
Well, apparently so. It can certainly create a lot of hype, that's for sure. There's a hurricane of a building for this year's big, huge blockbuster that is Inception. The LA Times is to believed. Be believed. Christopher Nolan's new sci-fi thriller, it already has one foot on the red carpet. The first hurdle for me, though, man, is the lead actor, Leonardo DiCaprio, who I reckon peaked with What's Eating Gilbert Grape, which is unfortunately his first film. However, Christopher Nolan, who's only 39, I didn't know this, has done some pretty choice stuff, so maybe there's some justification in the hype. He did Memento, Insomnia, Batman Begins, The Prestige, The Dark Knight, and now this film, Inception. And I'll try and explain it as best I can. It's a weird one. DiCaprio plays Dom Cobb. What a weird name. Dom Cobb, a highly skilled thief, a thief of your subconscious, a thief of your dreams. In a new world of corporate espionage, Dom Cobb steals highly valuable secrets from inside the very minds of those who creates them. He enters their dream worlds, their subconscious, while they're sleeping, while they're vulnerable, and steals that most precious of resources. Not the little spinning top, the idea. He steals ideas, and because of this, he's an international globe-trotting fugitive. He's sort of following this, Wams? Is it making sense, bro?
Kinda.
Yeah, it's sort of, It's there's heaps of special effects, lots of psychological layering. This film blurs back and forth between reality and dream states. Cities fold in half, buildings change shape, big trains drive down the main street. The same physical laws just don't apply in the other world. But then, how real is this reality of ours anyway? It is hard to explain this kind of trailer, and I'm tempted to think maybe that's because it's just going to be a big old pile of overblown hoo-ha. But I'm not sure. Maybe it's hard to put this into a trailer. And besides DiCaprio, who I can't stand, we've got Ellen Page from Juno, and she's great, and the awesome Michael Caine. It's an incredibly ambitious concept, but judging from his previous efforts, if anyone's going to pull it off, it'll be Christopher Nolan. So, yeah. Strictly as a trailer, though, which is what we're reviewing, I'm not quite convinced at this point, but no doubt there'll be plenty more clips and teasers to come to give us a better idea. So this morning, I'm giving Inception, I'm giving it 3 of my 5 chicken bones, keeping a couple for myself. Now for something a little more real. Right.
And a tailspin. I'm lonely, borderline desperate. Don't you want me? I have so much to give, I have all these gifts. I'm a blast.
We're kind of having a conversation here,
Okay. I'm gonna have some conversations too here eventually.
Yeah, right. You gotta love that guy, eh? John C. Reilly. He's not looking, man. Anyway, the brothers Mark and Jay Duplass, who brought us the lovable and award-winning The Puffy Chair, comes their first full-budget, if I'm allowed to say that, proper film called Cyrus. And no, it has nothing to do with Miley Cyrus, nor is it a space film like I thought when I first saw the name up there on the thumbnail. I thought, what? Gyrus? Is it like a... No, it's not. Cyrus is kind of a rom-com, sort of. Stick with me. It's a great cast featuring that odd-looking but brilliant John C. Reilly, Catherine Keener, and Marissa Tomei. Basically, it's about an average-looking American guy, played, of course, by Reilly, who meets a woman who seems, too beautiful to be interested in him, and at a party, coincidentally, for his ex-wife's engagement. Astonishingly, though, she seems keen to start dating him, which is all going great, until they finally progress back to her place and start getting it on the couch, when in walks her quite obese, growing-up son, Cyrus. Look, it turns out that she ain't had a man since Cyrus was born. Now, if at first Cyrus is keen on his new dad, as he refers to him, he becomes more and more threatened. Turns out he's pretty obsessed with Mum, and she doesn't really see it. She thinks he's just not quite come out of his shell yet, and Riley's playing it cool because he wants to make everyone happy. However, Cyrus is growing jealous. He's starting to get pretty weird and maybe a touch psychotic, and then the trailer ends. Now, with such a talented cast of unusual empathetic actors, I reckon that Cyrus would be one of those low-key films that a friend drags you unwillingly along to on a Friday night, and then you come out raving about it. I call it the Juno effect. Cyrus actually comes out in June. It gets a small heap of 4 chicken bones from me. Brilliant. Next up, well, you've been warned. It's time for the human centipede.
I think we're supposed to turn.
I thought you knew exactly where we were going.
What was that?
We came from over here, I swear. We just got a little lost. A little lost? Yes, we're not a little lost. We're really lost. Hello, is anyone home? We got a flat tire. Can we come in?
Something to drink? We're tourists.
We're on a road trip through
like
Europe.
Yeah.
Can you call the emergency car service for us?
I'm sorry, Lyndon. I've subjected your retinas to this one.
No, this is awesome. The first time I clicked on this one a few weeks ago, I looked at it briefly, and I was kind of like, nah, this is crap, and I flicked on and I looked away, and I'm sorry for doing that, and thank you so much for reminding me to go back and watch the whole thing because as it unfolds, it's something quite incredible. And I found myself actually watching this trailer quite a few times and have started to learn lines out of it, like, we're not a bit lost, we're really lost. So I think this one fits into the horror comedy genre. It's not a spoof though, it's more kind of like head-shaking, exasperating sort of, what the no way, this can't be happening. Whose sick, demented imagination came up with this concept, and why am I laughing? This is a torture genre, you know? But, okay, so it starts off like a million horrors before it, which I imagine is the point. 2 beautiful, ditzy American college girls are on a road trip through Europe. They can't really read maps. They get themselves all lost on the back roads of the German forest, and then one stormy, raining night, and what do you know? The tyre blows out. Boom! I don't know when that last happened to anybody. When the tyre blows, instead of getting out and changing the tyre, they head off into the woods to look for help, like you do, and get even more lost and soaking, as it turns out as well, which is good for the clothes they're wearing. And then, as luck would have it, they come across a mansion where there just happens to live a retired surgeon. Now, he's famous for separating Siamese twins. That was his gig as a surgeon. And while he's certainly a bit odd, he's pretty keen to help the girls just as soon as he's shown them something awesome that he's working on down in the basement. Now, I don't want to give too much away because some of you will still be eating your breakfast, some will have eaten it recently or are going to have lunch later on the day, except to say that all those years of separating people has left him with a real desire to put something back together again. That's shocking. So, as a trailer, I have to give the human centipede all the chicken bones I have left this morning. I know there's 2 from the first one, 3 from the second one, so that's 5 from that's 8 chicken bones all up. It deserves all of them. I forwarded this link actually after watching the whole thing onto a bunch of my most open-minded friends, and amazingly I still have a few of them left. It really is something else. If you're anywhere near a computer, you want to quickly pop onto the Kiwi FM site right now, and watch the rest of this trailer.
Yeah.
Or pick it up at some other point. Have a look at the links all the time because, maybe Wammo, you won't be able to play the whole thing. Look, I'm going to make like the wimpy guy who started the fight, and I'm going to sneak out the back door now and get away from the trouble. Till next week, though, hi-da-da, that's trailer trash for another one.